All right, so this is trigonometry unit 8 review for short answers. Ow. So for right here, I'm going to go through and I'm going to do the distributing of all this right here. So I'm going to do this in steps. So I'm going to do this part last. So I'm going to bring it down. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to FOIL all this. So first, rad 3 times rad 3. Rad 9. What is rad 9? 3. Across. What do I get?
Rad 3.
So look right here. Rad 3 times negative 6i. Negative 6i rad 3. Enter. We get right here. What do we get? Plus 5i rad 3. And last, what do we get? Negative 30i squared, right? I times I gives me I squared. Now with I squared, what do we get with I squared? Say negative 1.
Negative 1.
Okay, so right here. So I squared, this will give me a negative 1, so it's going to change that. So I'm going to bring down my I. Bring down my I, so it's going to be, this is going to be negative 1. So that makes this into a positive. So positive 30 and 3, 33. Put these two together right here, I end up with?
Negative 1.
Negative
1i.
I.
Radical 3.
Rad 3, very good. Now I still have to deal with this I right here. So let's go ahead and distribute that I.
33.
So I get 33i minus I squared, rad 3. Now this one right here is going to make that one become a
Negative. And then that's a positive.
yeah, so together this is going to be a positive, right? Now, in my form, standard form is a plus b I. So that means the I has to go last. So when this cancels out and becomes a positive, I'm going to end up with a rad 3 plus, this is a positive, 33i. So it's in this correct form. So make sure you put a rectangle around it so it's in standard form. Rectangular form, right?
This is standard.
I know, right? Anyway, questions over this? So tomorrow on this test, not tomorrow, Wednesday on this test, this piece right here is, so you have to show your work to actually get all these points up here. You could do a lot of this on your calculator, but for work, it's going to be +1 for showing your multiplication, how you're multiplying it. This is going to be right here, +2, and this is also +2. Remember, each one of these is worth 5.
Can you tell me why you flip 33i?
Okay, because it has to be an a plus bi.
Okay.
This is the bi right here, right? Because when this turns into -1, the I goes away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The I goes away, so that becomes the real part. So when I get rid of the I, that's now real. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
And then switch, it becomes a positive.
Yeah, so that's why that's my A part, and this is my BI part.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Okay, let's take a look at this next problem right here. All right, so right here, this is one that you have to show all your work on this one right here. So we're going to multiply this one by the conjugate. So the conjugate is going to be what?
5 plus I over 5 plus I.
There we go, 5 plus I. Now, for this one right here, let's show all of our distribution. So 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3i, plus 10i, and then that's going to be plus 2i squared. And the conjugate, all I need is the first and last of the conjugate, because the middle terms are going to cancel out, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be 25 minus I squared. So again with the I squared. So this piece right here, this I squared is going to make this positive a negative, right?
Yes.
So this is a -2 and a 15, which gives me 13, right?
Yes.
So 13, combine those together. Combine those together, I get 13i all over 26 because that I squared becomes a, yeah, it's a -1. And plus negative, so that becomes a plus right there. Now, from here, let's go ahead and separate it. So 13 over 26 plus 13i over 26. Now reduce. That gives me 1/2 plus 1/2 I. So whenever I'm doing this one right here, again, this one right here, the conjugate's going to give me a +1. My work is going to give me a +2. And the final answer is a +2 here. Now, can you just do this in the calculator?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. But if you just do in the calculator, all you're going to get is just 2 points off of it. Okay, you have to show all your work for this one right here to get those points.
You're only gonna get 2 points, or you're gonna
2 points. Just 2 points if you only do the calculator.
You still do the conjugate.
Yeah. But got to show your work. Now, write in complex in rectangular form. So let's go through and expand this one right here. So that's going to be rad 2 times cosine of 225 plus I sine 225. Okay, now, what's cosine of 225?
Negative square root 2 over 2.
Negative radical 2 over 2 plus I. What is sine?
Negative radical 2 over 2.
There we go. Yes, question there?
Oh, are we allowed to use our unit circles?
Unit circle? Why not? Okay. All right, so as I distribute this, remember this always goes to the top, right? So just to show you, it goes on top. So it's radical 2 times radical 2 is rad 4, right?
Yeah.
That's going to give me a -2 over 2, right? As I distribute to there. And then I do it over here. So it's going to be plus a negative, so that becomes a
Positive. Wait, plus a negative.
plus and negative. That makes a negative, right? There we go, a negative, very good. So a negative there, because these ones right here, that's going to become a negative together. And then I'm going to have, again, the rad 2 times rad 2 is going to give me 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 over 2i, which all of it will reduce to
-1 minus 1.
minus I, right? Make sense? Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this last one right here. This one's actually going pretty quickly, isn't it? All right, so now, it says use the calculator. Okay, you can do it in the calculator, but I'm going to show you guys what I want to see to get your work right here. Okay, first, it is a division, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to have 45 over 22.5 CIS. Now, when I have a division, what do I do with my two angles? I heard it. Subtract, so it's which one?
131.
130
minus 20.
minus 21, right? So it's the top minus the bottom, always. Okay, this is my setup. That's what I'm looking for. Then it's going to be 45 over 225 gives me 2. Yes?
45 over 22.
Yes.
Yes, 2.
Yep.
2 times cosine of, what do we get here? 109 plus I sine of 109. Don't forget your degree symbol. Now, I'm going to show you how to make sure this goes in the calculator correctly. So, in the calculator right here. So you need, it will have parentheses here. Just like that. This is everything that you'll see right there to get your correct answer on this one. And this one is rounded 2 decimal points. Okay, so what do we get for the answer?
Negative
Negative 0.65
0.65 plus
plus
0.94. I got 1.89.
1.89, 1.89 I.
Yes.
That doesn't seem so bad.
Okay, anyone having trouble with that one? Yes, trouble? No trouble? Okay, don't forget, now when you're plugging in the calculator, these parentheses are the ones that are messing everyone up. Because the calculator, when you press cosine, it'll open the parentheses for you. So you have to make sure you close that one around the angles. Okay? All right, questions, concerns, complaints? Okay, don't forget, like and subscribe. Pass it on to everyone else.
Comment.